Hello friends, welcome back for the lecture series of engineering mechanics. We are now in fifth unit, that is kinematics of rectilinear motion as well as curvilinear motion. So in the previous lecture we have learned about the two different coordinate system. One is the Cartesian coordinate system, that is XY coordinate system, that is again called as a rectangular coordinate system, and the NT system, that is normal and tangential coordinate system. Today we are going to learn the third coordinate system, that is R theta system, that is radial and transverse coordinate system. The motion along a curved path, that is velocity, acceleration of the particle, is expressed using the following three coordinate system. First one is the Cartesian coordinate system, that XY coordinate system. Normal and tangential coordinate system, the another name for that is path system. In some engineering problems, it is convenient to describe the motion of the particle in polar coordinate. It is called as cylindrical coordinates or R theta system, radial and transverse coordinate system, polar system, R theta system. These are the different name for the polar coordinate system or radial transverse coordinate system. So what are the example of that type of motion? If we observe the motion of slider along the piston, so this piston and this is the slider or collar. This collar is moving on this rod to and fro, or we can say up and down. At the same time, this rod is moving at an angle of theta. So such type of system is one of the example of polar coordinate system or R theta system. So here collar is moving on this rod up and down, and this rod along with this collar is moving with an angle theta. Then another example is motion of sprinkler through nozzle. This is the one of the example of R theta system or polar coordinates R theta system, that is sprinkler. So if you observe that sprinkler is also revolving with certain angles, as well as the water is comes out a splash from the nozzle. So this is also one of the example of R theta system. So we will revise the diagram we have learned while starting the coordinate system. Let's say this point or this body is on this curved road, which is shown by this black color line. This is your curved path, and the point is over here. Okay, the point is, or the body is here. Now this body can be defined by the help of the three different coordinate system. First one is the Cartesian coordinate system, that is x and y. The position of this object with respect to y-axis indicates the x coordinate, and the position of this object with respect to x coordinate indicates the y coordinate. Okay, so the position will be represented as x comma y. This is your rectangular coordinate system or the Cartesian coordinate system. Then NT system, the motion of the particle can be defined by the normal and tangential component system. So in that case, as you know that the velocity is always tangential to the path which is indicated by the vt, and the normal component of velocity which is towards the center of the curve and which is always equal to 0. So such type of coordinate system is known as a ENT system or path coordinate system. Then radial and transverse coordinate system or polar coordinate system, that is r theta system. So in that case, this particle is moving with a certain velocity. Its velocity is represented in two different directions. Along the radial direction is represented by the VR, and the component which is tangential to the path is represented by the direction v theta. So such type of system is known as your radial and transverse coordinate system or polar coordinate system. So today we are going to solve some numericals by using the radial and transverse coordinate system. So in this figure I have explained all the three types of coordinate system. So again, radial and transverse coordinate system, that is polar coordinate system, that is r theta system. Okay, now this particle is over here, and the distance of this particle from the origin is represented by the r. As this particle moves along the curved path, this theta is also changes. Let's say the theta now at a different position. Let's say this position, its radial component is become r1, or it remains constant actually if the circular path is there. So r and theta will goes on changing. As let's say at this point theta is 30 degrees, so at this point it maybe becomes like a 40 degree or 45 degree. So such type of coordinate system is known as a radial and transverse coordinate system. The resultant velocity of the VR and V theta is indicated by the V. VR indicates the radial direction, velocity along the radial direction, and V theta is indicates the velocity along the transverse direction. So friends, my request is that you have to just learn this formulae or mug up this formulae in order to solve the numericals. No one will going to ask you the derivation for the formulas. So radial and transverse component of velocity. So V is equal to VRI plus V theta J. So I is the unit vector in R direction and J is the unit vector in theta direction. So VR is nothing but the derivative of R with respect to 2, that is dr by dt, and V theta is equal to R d theta upon dt. So just you have to remember this formula. V total V is equal to R dot ER, that is unit vector along the radial direction, and R theta dot E theta. So this formula is you have to remember in order to find out the V. So now what is R dot? So R dot is nothing but the dr by dt, and theta dot is nothing but the d theta upon dt. So this formula you have to remember. Now once VR is known, V theta is known, now to find out the magnitude of total velocity, it should be under root of VR square plus V theta square. That is tan of theta is equal to VR upon V theta. So from that you will get the value of velocity V. Got it? So your aim is you have to remember what is VR, R dot, what is V theta, R theta dot. So this formula you have to remember only. This is the important formula. Okay. There is no need to remember this formula also. Just you have to remember VR is equal to R dot, V theta is equal to R theta dot. And substituting the values in this equation, you will get the value of V. Similarly, we have to find out the acceleration. Radial transfer component of acceleration, that is R theta system. Now A is equal to ARI plus A theta J. Now what is AR, that you have to first find out. AR is nothing but the R double dot minus R theta dot square. Now what is R double dot? That is double derivative of R, that is d square R upon dt square. And what is theta dot? D theta upon dt bracket square. So you have to remember this formula only. AR is equal to R double dot minus R theta dot square. So R dot is, you can easily recall as d square R upon dt square, and R is as it is, that is R, and theta is nothing but the d theta upon dt bracket square, that is nothing but this term. Okay, so AR is equal to R double dot minus R theta dot square. You have to remember this formula. Now A theta, so A theta is equal to twice R dot theta dot plus R theta double dot. Double dot means double derivative. Okay, now once AR is known, A theta is known, then you can find out the total acceleration. A is equal to under root of AR square plus A theta square, and the direction of acceleration is tan theta is equal to A theta upon AR. Summary. So velocity components, radial component of velocity VR is equal to R dot. Transverse component of velocity is V theta, that is R theta dot. Theta dot is nothing but the d theta upon dt. Then acceleration component, radial component of acceleration is AR, that is R double dot minus R theta dot square. And transverse component of acceleration A theta is equal to twice R theta dot plus R theta double dot. So you have to remember the formula of A theta is equal to this one, and AR is equal to these terms. Okay, and these formulas. Okay, once you learn this formula, you can able to solve the numericals of radial and transverse coordinate system, that is R theta system. So case first, important points. Case first, if R is a constant, that velocity remain constant, only theta changes, that is motion will be a curvilinear or angular. That is, I already have told that it is circular motion. So in that case, dr by dt, that is velocity component, that is R dot, is equal to 0. In radial direction, velocity is 0. So d square R upon dt square is again 0. Put R dot and R double dot is equal to 0 in velocity and acceleration equation. So velocity component will be, you will get R double dot 0, V theta is equal to, in that case R theta dot only will represent acceleration, will be represent. Now acceleration component will be AR, substituting this value, so you will get AR is equal to minus R theta dot square, and A theta is equal to twice R dot, so this becomes 0. So you will get only R theta dot. When this formula you have to use when R is constant. Okay, there is no way to remember this. Okay, you just have to put when it is R constant. Definitely you are able to understood that when R is constant, derivative also becomes 0, and substituting this value in previous formulas, you will get your answer. Now if theta is constant, means only R changes, that is motion will be in rectilinear along the radial direction, means it is along the straight line, we can call it. Theta is constant, then what happen? D theta upon dt becomes 0, and d square theta upon dt square becomes 0. So substituting this value in velocity equation, you will get velocity VR is equal to R dot, and V theta is equal to R theta dot, but theta dot is 0, so V theta is 0. So acceleration component is only the R double dot, and the A theta is 0. I think you can able to understand this. So AR nothing but the double derivative of position vector. This is nothing but the problem becomes the rectilinear motion, that is a xy coordinate system. This problem will be changes when theta is constant. The problem will be changes to a rectangular coordinate system or xy coordinate system. Now this is the one of the example of polar coordinate system. This collar is moving along this rod. So if r is a constant, only theta will be changes, then dr by dt is equal to 0. So this motion is becomes the circular motion along the circular path, and when theta is 0, this motion becomes the rectilinear motion, that is along the straight line. Got it? So friends, just you have to remember these formulas and try to solve the numericals. So that numericals we are going to solve in next lecture. So thanks for watching.